There's a moment when you laugh at the joke, and something inside you doesn't. It's fast. So fast you almost miss it. A flicker of something real, swallowed before it reaches the surface. And then you're back, smiling, agreeing, making it easier for everyone else. You've done it so many times it no longer feels like a choice. This video is about that flicker, what it is, what it costs, and why the most dangerous thing about it is how invisible it becomes. You are the person who reads the room before the room knows what it is. When tension rises, you step in. When someone breaks, you name their feeling before they can. When the conversation turns sharp, you find the softest angle and redirect. You make the space lighter, the mood easier, the moment survivable for everyone else. People call it emotional intelligence. Sometimes it is. But there's a version of it that isn't a skill, it's a survival response. One that started long before you had the words for it. At some point, early on, you learned that your comfort was less important than the stability of the room, that the fastest way to stay safe was to become useful. And so you did. You learned to translate everyone else's feelings. You just never learned to translate your own. Here's how it works, underneath the surface. Every time you step in to absorb someone else's discomfort, your own goes unnamed. Every time you edit your answer before you speak, filtering out the part that might create friction, you practice erasing yourself. Every time you hold your breath, waiting for the room to settle before you allow yourself to feel anything, you move a little further from your own center. It doesn't feel like loss. That's what makes it dangerous. It feels like competence, like being the calm one, the reliable one, the one people come to. And you are those things. But the cost is running quietly in the background. You are slowly becoming more fluent in everyone else's language and more mute in your own. You can predict what a colleague will say before they say it. You shape your response to make it easier for them, even when it means swallowing your own truth. You catch yourself holding your breath, waiting for the room to settle before you allow yourself to feel anything. The world rewards you for being the buffer, and so the buffer becomes who you are. The collapse isn't dramatic. You won't see it coming. It arrives like this. You sit down to write what you actually want from your career, from a relationship, from the next 5 years, and your mind goes blank. Not because you have no desires, but because every desire, before it can form, gets filtered through the same question. Will this make things harder for someone else? You start to type "I need" and erase it before finishing the sentence. You hesitate before accepting a project, unsure if you want it or just want to be useful. You pause in the middle of a conversation, unable to tell if you're saying yes for yourself or for them. The line between your own wants and what's expected of you has blurred so completely you can no longer find it. And the loneliness of this is particular because you are never alone. You are always needed. But being needed and being seen are not the same thing. You become someone who exists almost entirely in response to others. Even outside of work, you agree to plans you don't want. You hold back truths in close relationships, afraid of tipping the balance. Each time you hold back, your trust in your own voice erodes a little more. Late in the building, long after everyone has left, you sit with your hands above the keyboard. The light is low, the air is still, and for a moment you notice it, a tightness in your chest, as if you've carried something home that was never yours. You wonder what you would have said if you hadn't been the one to fix it. Most people move through years without ever seeing this pattern clearly. It hides inside their strengths. It wears the face of kindness. But the moment you see it, really see it, something shifts. Not dramatically, not all at once, but the automaticity breaks just slightly. You catch yourself before the erase. You notice the held breath. You feel the tightness before you translate it away. That noticing is not nothing. It is, in fact, the first act of returning to yourself. Recognition is a form of quiet resistance. You are no longer entirely shaped by reflex when you can observe the reflex, the pause before the erase. That is where your voice lives. Small, maybe, unused, but still there. There is a next step after noticing. It doesn't ask for more effort, only a different kind of attention toward yourself before the room. The pattern we've been describing, the compulsive self-erasure, the fluency in others' emotions paired with blindness to your own, has a structure. It doesn't arrive randomly. It forms around something specific in how you're wired to move through the world. The free InnerCodex archetype reading below uses your birth date, time, and place to identify which of 144 patterns is operating beneath the surface, including where this tendency to disappear into usefulness comes from and what it's protecting. It's not an answer, but it is a mirror. And for some people, seeing themselves clearly for the first time is the thing that changes everything. The link is below. The mirror is waiting.